Hi, thank you for tuning into Reset tonight on the Talk Network. Rest, Set, Pivot. Welcome to Reset again on the Talk Network. Tonight's story starts with something that took 18 years to discover. My guest believed he was a child's father for 18 years. That's not just a DNA result. That's 18 years of memories, 18 years of responsibility, 18 years of love, 18 years of believing you know exactly what your place is in somebody's life. And then one truth changes everything you thought you knew. Be what I'm interested in tonight isn't only what happened. I want to know, how do you reset after that, after something so traumatic? How do
Well,
you trust again? How do you separate what somebody did to you from what you felt for a child? And how do you move forward when the truth changes your understanding of the past, but you can't erase the fact that you lived it? Nicholas, welcome to Reset.
thank you for having me.
So take me back to the beginning. First of all, where are you from, Nicholas?
Scottsdale, Arizona.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So take me back to the beginning of, I guess, the
All
relationship.
this?
The relationship. How did it start? Because I like to always talk about the great beginning when we fell in love. So how did
Yeah.
it start?
Well, I actually came back here. I was living in Detroit in the year 2000,
Mm-hmm.
and came back here January 7th,
Mm-hmm.
2000, and I just came back to visit friends. I was living with my brother out there in Detroit, and ended up meeting her that night, and we got minor consumption of alcohol tickets that night, and yeah, yeah, that's how we met,
Wow.
and it
And
was
then so was it instant? You guys just got together instantly?
no, I think she was like trying to holler at me, and I was trying to. I just was. I was so drunk that night. I wasn't even trying to have it.
Mm-hmm.
I was 20 years old. No, not
Mm.
no no no. I was 18 or 19 years old. 19
Okay.
years old.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was just. I mean, if I there's she was just a she was just such a nice human being. It seemed like,
Wow.
like perfect, like just
Mm.
soft and just a sweetheart.
Mm. Okay. 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 So how old was she?
She was 18, I was 19. I just
Okay.
turned 19, and she was about to turn 19 as well.
Okay. So this rolled out for 23 years.
Hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what transpired from all of this? Did you guys build a family? How many kids do you have together?
We ended up having six daughters and one son.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. That's
Yeah,
beautiful.
it
Okay.
is.
So
I mean,
so
it's a handful, but it's I wouldn't change it for the world still.
so who were you when you first became a father?
Uh, that's a good question. I mean, I was just a kid. I was learning it. I like to chase the party, and uh, I was not into just chasing women around. I just wanted one. I've always been like a one woman kind of guy, but um,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely was a partier. I drank and
Mm-hmm.
smoked weed, and you
Mm-hmm.
know, um, and this was before I started my career on the pipeline, which
Okay.
that changed a lot of stuff too. I don't know if I had told you about the pipeline, but 23 years also I've been, working as a journeyman with Pipeliners Local 798,
Mm-hmm.
which I travel almost all the
Mm.
time for work.
So when did the when okay, so 18, 19. When did you have your first child together?
It was 20. Yeah, I was 21.
Okay. Okay. So at 21, you guys started having babies. Eventually,
Yeah,
you
it's
ended up with
2002.
seven.
Mm-hmm.
So eventually, you ended up with seven total. But out of seven of those children, you find out that which one is not yours.
The firstborn, my oldest daughter, uh,
Okay.
at 18 years old. I had suspicions of it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
She had blue eyes, blonde hair. The rest of the kids all looked like me. You know, it started seeing that as more kids came. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it would never change anything. It still doesn't change anything with me. That girl's, you know, she's my heart.
Mm-hmm.
She's what started me out as a father. She changed my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, things are different between her and I now, but
Mm.
it doesn't change a father's love. That's for sure.
Okay. Okay. So when you found out that, so were there ever actually any problems within this marriage?
Yeah, but you know, I would always put these problems into a place. I can't explain it to you. Like I would see things, and it's almost like it was. Now that I look at it,
Mm-hmm.
now I look to the past, I see things like, wow, I've seen everything. Like I almost think she might have done a lot of it on purpose to
Mm.
let me see, so she could see how much she could, you know, get out of me. Like I was,
Mm.
if I caught her cheating, I would beg for forgiveness. That's how
Mm.
bad it was. That's I mean that's how bad shit gets. And this type of shit happens all the time. And you know, me, I thought I was a confident
But
dude. I
were
thought
you
I had
cheating? Were you cheating on her? Like, what's causing?
not then. I caught
Okay.
her 7 times before I ever did it.
Damn. So did you ever? So when y'all first got together, was she kind of like a promiscuous type of woman? Then, like a bad girl? No, you said she was sweet.
She
So
was
you were.
sweet. She seemed like she was sweet. You know, she'd like write little notes and put them in my shoe and oh, I'm falling in
Mm.
love with you type shit. But but then at night she'd go say she'd go into her mom's house and the horns would come out of her head, you know, and she'd be out there getting other guys, you know, and I
Mm.
remember it clearly, you know.
So
I
was
remember
this
one time she
throughout?
told me this is this,
Uh huh.
Nia, she told me one time, this is the first time I caught her, she said, oh, I can't do anything today. I can't, you know, like no sexual stuff
Uh huh.
because she was riding a bike in her neighborhood and she fell on the frame. That was her excuse. That was her excuse.
but how did you know that she was doing? So you trying to say that she was out having sex with somebody else?
I mean, this was a constant thing that I
So
caught her doing.
she always falling on the bike.
Yeah, she always blowing on the bike. Yeah, something
So,
like that.
okay. So you saying that you're in love with a woman that's constantly cheating on you, yet you're not cheating on her. Did she ever give you a reason why she
She
was?
said, yeah, she said she would say, and you know, this is when I was a kid. I have to think back, but I remember her saying stuff like, well, it's nice to see somebody paying attention to me, you know, like somebody giving me the attention. I came
Mm,
home one day, I bought her, I went to my grandmother's wedding in Detroit, and I flew out, and while I was gone, I got her a plane ticket to go see her friend in Las Vegas. Well, I was supposed to pick her up from the airport. I remember this. No show. She wasn't there. So I went back
mm,
to the house and there's a dozen fucking roses on my table.
uh-huh.
And I'm like, well, she made up this excuse like, oh, I was sitting there waiting for you, and I'd look over and these beautiful flowers are sitting there next to me at the airport, and I'm like, oh, they just happen to be your favorite colors, you know. And I
But
look in
back
the
then, did you believe her back then?
well, no, I didn't.
Okay.
Actually, I didn't because I looked in the trash, and there happened to be a flower rama, like the stuff from the flowers. It was all in like flower rama, like that was the name of the business.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I looked it up, and I was like, there's only one flower rama in the damn state of Arizona, and it just happens to be right next door. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
So
And
did you go over there?
I called her out on it, and then she ended up leaving. She told me her mother had a boyfriend at her job that she was visiting all the time. That was 22 years old, and her mother's
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, keep in mind her mother was like 65 then, and I went for that shit, and she ended up
Mm-hmm.
leaving me for her mother's boyfriend, for
What?
two, yeah, for 2 months, and that's when my
What?
daughter was, yeah, yeah, and she came back a couple months later after she
For
got
her,
knocked
hold
up.
on, for her mother's husband?
Well, no, she said that's what she was feeding me that bullshit the whole time because she was going all to her mother's work all the time. She worked at a
Okay.
hospital, John C.
Okay.
Lincoln Hospital. She was working at, and she was always going there. I'm like, why are you always going to these? Oh, we're just
Mm-hmm.
hanging out with my mom's boyfriend and stuff. He's
Mm.
22 years old. I'm like,
Okay.
22 years old?
With a
I'm friends with the guy
65.
now.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay, okay. So, what, through all of this, you're a young man. What was your first heartbreak?
I mean,
Do you remember?
that shattered me. I mean, that shattered
Which
me right
one?
there.
At which the first time you caught her cheating, or
Yeah, yeah, that hurt. But like when she took off on me, I mean, I would do everything for this girl, but I always found it. I always thought I could change her.
okay?
I thought she could change. I saw the best in her, and I mean,
What you
she.
mean change? Like stop cheating and only love you? Is that what you was looking for?
Yeah, I was a little kid though. I mean, like you
Okay.
think different then.
Mhm.
Um, I definitely wasn't I definitely wasn't thinking anything wide. I mean, I used to just see the best in everybody. I lived in a bubble. It's like the
Mm.
Truman Show over there or something. I don't
Mm.
know. I look at it now and I'm like, dude, I wish I could just go back and whoop that kid's ass. You know?
Man, so but I want you to tell me, do you as a young man, because this is so important, because a lot of men, especially young men, they get their hearts broken and they
Hmm.
don't recover. But can you recall?
Well, I want to say this that intuition, I do believe, is our strongest tool, one of our strongest tools, anyways, as human beings, and you can feel that like if in the situation I was in, you could feel when something wasn't right
Mm,
like that. Like
what
you
does
you
that feel
got
like? It feels like pain. It
it's a
feels
it's a
like
yeah, it's a gut wrenching feeling. And it's
mm,
not a love gut wrenching feeling like I thought it was, like butterflies. It was like telling me to get the hell out of that relationship, but I didn't,
mm,
you
mm,
know. And I just kept taking beat down after beat down until
mm,
finally that it you know I had to take the jail time and all the shit because I was
what?
going to keep going back to it
What you
until
mean the jail? So
what's
so
that?
you so you ended up going to jail throughout this
Yeah,
relationship because of the
yeah. When
relationship?
I'm in my 40s, I almost went to prison up until 2 years ago when I finally started getting smart back. I started recording everything.
Mm.
Any phone call that came through, I recorded her. I
So it
got
ended
her on.
up becoming really toxic.
It ended up like she wanted to erase me off the map. And
Mm.
she was going to. I mean, I won't say it on here because there's some things that need to go to court still, but there's patterns that that have that they're pretty shady, and I hope to come back on here after these court things are
Yeah.
done and tell you about them. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just shady shit after shady shit.
Mm.
It's planned out. I mean, I almost don't know if it's even
Over
narcissism
23
or
years?
yeah. Like it's almost like she created an army to use against me. The parental alienation starts all that shit.
Mm.
There's only one
What you
kid that
mean, parent? What do you mean, parental
like
What do you mean?
I started watching my kids go down one by one,
Damn,
these were all daddy's girls,
damn,
and one by one they were dropping like flies. They don't want nothing to do with dad no more. Um,
damn. Again, when was your? Because you can you can.
the worst of it was after 2022 when I come back out of jail for 3 months for beating her, which I
Okay.
was the only one that got beat. No
And I
shit.
don't mean to laugh at
No, I
that,
mean it's funny at this point because I let
but
the shit
but th-
happen.
but that's the system though,
Yeah,
because if they will believe a woman, this is
but
why it's so
I don't
important to.
think they do though. I don't think they do.
You
There's
don't
something
think
else
so?
behind. I don't think they. I think they know who's telling the truth and who's not. They
So
say
why
if
did you
you.
go to jail then if you didn't do anything? And
I
we
mean,
see this a lot.
I gave them audio evidence before I went in there, and they still were bringing me down.
But
I
that's
found
what I'm
out she was.
telling you.
My daughter told me she was in a hot tub with a Scottsdale police officer.
Oh,
I,
okay.
I mean, I don't know how true it is, but it makes sense.
Damn.
There's some wild shit behind this. Trust me. I mean, they tried to tell they put me in a mental institution when they couldn't put me in prison,
What?
and then and they said they told them that I thought I was Jesus Christ. Yeah,
Whoa. So I get what you're saying.
but
So this is the
now
part.
I got her red flagged in this state after that one. I mean, that one worked out in my favor.
Okay.
I started getting smart. Eventually, I got smart. It only took me damn 25 years, but I got smart.
So you said when you say your heartache, your heartbreak, because I want to know. This sounds like a lot of heartbreaking going on, but at some point it had to
It's
be
tragic.
something that said, "Oh no, this is really breaking my heart." Was it? Because and then every heartbreak
It's
could look different. So is it when you say you got out of prison or jail in 2022, and then what happened?
the the thing that still hurts me the most is knowing the damage done to my children when knowing
Mm,
that I've been the one always their rock and the one
mm,
who wants the best things for my children,
mm,
and never would guide them in the wrong direction,
mm,
and they take most of what I say as a damn joke. Except for my son, he's never sold out on me one time, and he's the littlest one.
mm.
But the girls, every
So
single
why do
one of
you
them.
think? So why do you think that the betrayal is there with the children?
I don't think they even see it that way. I don't think it's their fault. I mean, at this point, I think some of the things they do are they know better,
Mm-hmm.
but but it's just a part of how you're raised when you're getting. They're basically looking for one approval, and they'll do stupid shit just to get that approval that they're never gonna get.
Mm.
Am I making any sense there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
That's a.
this is a damn nightmare, and if you don't catch these like I didn't, like or let them pass you, as a young kid going
Mm,
through this shit that loves, I mean, just loves some girl for her booty,
mm,
then you're making a mistake because that booty
mm,
is going. I mean, you're gonna pay for it.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's a message right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not about like you know uh, a personality can make even a not very attractive girl turn pretty damn attractive. I've noticed. You know, I'm not playing with you.
And if the booty is good, it's gonna make you get dizzy, like you said. You
There
know
ain't no
you
booty
get.
that's good enough, that's good like that to just go ahead and just take your whole life and flush
So
it
what
down the
was
damn
your
toilet.
excuse? So what was your? Oh, you said
Because
it's
I
not
thought it
worth
was.
it.
No,
Okay,
it ain't worth it.
okay. So and that's a message. There ain't no booty out there good enough to make you go downhill. Wake up.
No. The only thing it'll do good for you in the end is if you're a songwriter like me, it'll make you get a lot of work. Like I probably owe her money for that.
I swear they always say when a person's heart is broken, they're gonna come out with the best album ever.
Oh yeah. Oh, and you know what? The stupidest one I wrote, and I was just mad, and it's not even. I hope she never heard it, but like I was just mad and talking. It's called Loosey Goosey, and it is the one going. It's going viral like a crazy man right now. Like it is. I thought it was the stupidest thing I ever wrote, and it happens to be the number one thing that I have put out there. It is
Yeah.
just shattering it all.
So what did you what when you after all these years, what made you guys just decide to get a DNA test? And did you get a DNA test with all the children or just the one?
I haven't even gotten them with them all yet. I don't really at this point. I don't even want to know. But I
Mm.
think they're all mine. I mean, they all look like me. And I mean, they're all mine. I gotta say, I'm pretty sure every single one of them is mine, except for my oldest. But she's mine too. I mean, she's my baby girl too. She just.
So what made you all get a DNA test after so many years? Like why not just
Well,
say forget
I
it?
still haven't even got one.
Mhm.
I mean, he's the biological father. I guess got one. She tells me one day. She said, "Dad, I looked into this, and that guy looks exactly like me. He's my dad, and I'm gonna go see him in Arizona." And
Uh
we lived in Pennsylvania at the time, and I just hit my knees. I just fell to the ground, and I was like,
mm,
"Shit!" It's like I already knew it, but
mm,
I got confirmation. And like she wanted to go see
mm,
him. I actually I
mm.
messaged this man, cussing him out, like, you stay away from my fucking family, cussing him out. And then one day he messages me back and he says, "Look, man, I would never try to be Destiny's dad over
Mhm.
you because you've done a great job." He's like, "I didn't even know that I had a
Mm.
daughter." And I'm
Mm.
like, yeah, I mean, he was being really cool, and
Mhm.
I was like, shit.
Yeah,
I'm
so
sitting
let
there
me
talking all this crap, and it's not his fault.
Right.
So me and him ended up being friends. But he was like, "Yeah, you get to walk her down the aisle, stuff like that." I said, "No, we both will." You know.
Mm. So what did you feel like had actually been taken away from you in that moment?
I honestly, for the longest time, I felt like my whole adult life was a damn scam. And
Mm.
it was, but you know, you got to be as a man, you gotta be stronger than that. You can't just let somebody walk all over you like that. You can't just catch
Mm.
somebody and be like, "Oh, I see the best in them." They're gonna change. Just 7, 8, 9 times, 20 times later, it's okay.
Mm.
I'll take the accountability for your actions. But you got to be stronger than that as a man, as a human being. If anybody takes that and lets somebody trample all over them, then they fucking deserve it at
So
that
how
point.
do you but how do you so why don't you think like what could you have done differently throughout this whole
I could have
entire
left.
process?
I could have left. I walked away from it
But
all
you wouldn't
instead
have
of,
had
and
7 kids.
that's, and those kids wouldn't be as destroyed as they are right now either.
Ah, that's the one right
Because
there.
because when I was in my most traumatic
Mhm.
isolation,
Mhm.
crazy 3 years of just straight isolation, and trying to be Inspector Gadget, whatever. I mean, I was trying to figure out the law because no law would help me out here. You know how they go here. This law is
Mhm.
crazy. But I I didn't do things right. I didn't. I was freaking out over the whole thing because I saw it and I was trying to.
So you started tripping out
Yeah,
on
because
her and
like,
the kids, or just on her in front of the
well,
kids.
I would be like, I did it the wrong way because I would.
How did you
I,
do
I
it? Explain.
I was like, it was bothering me that these kids were shit and thinking that I did these, like they were helping her get restraining orders, shit
Mm.
like that, and saying that, like one of them said I held her hostage, um, swung a golf club at her, and then she was asking, like trying to set me up, asking me for anxiety medication, and then going
Mm.
and turn it into CPS. I mean, they never got, they thought I was giving them Adderall, and I would never. Why would I give somebody Adderall for a anxiety? That's going,
Mm.
especially a child.
You're gonna make it
No,
crazier.
I
Yeah.
gave. I get when she asked me for something for her anxiety. I shouldn't have done it. It was prescription, but it was a non-narcotic. It
Mm-hmm.
was a. It was in the same class as Benadryl. Just take
Mm-hmm.
the edge off. I've taken it before and gave it to my 16-year-old, and I shouldn't have. Well, because she took it right to her mom. Her mom takes it to the cops and tells them it's Adderall or whatever it was.
What?
Yeah, and next thing you know, I'm in the CPS explaining myself. I said, "Look, it wasn't the brightest idea. It was a prescription
So
drug. I
CPS
understand."
and everything got involved in all of this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, they tried to put me in a nut home. They tried to put me into. I mean, they tried to put me in prison. Um,
So when did
which
you so at what point did you realize that what
that
happened couldn't be the rest of your life?
that what happened? What now?
Couldn't be the rest of your life. Like this is it. I'm done.
I mean, it took it took a couple of years to really understand that, like, there's no turning back from this. There's no going back and fixing anything. I was definitely not thinking. I, I can't even tell you because I look at it so different now. I mean, I don't try to see the good in people anymore, to be
You
honest with you.
don't?
I mean, I see the good in people. I can just tell. I can tell a lot easier if
Okay.
someone's good or
Okay.
bad.
Okay.
I can
Okay.
I can fish out that psychopath shit from a mile away now. I feel like,
Okay. Okay.
no one's gonna put that on me again. No one's gonna do that to me again.
Okay.
Um,
Did this
and
change how you trust women or change how you trust people in general?
at first, it did change how I trusted women. I didn't think that there was a single woman out there that wasn't shady, but now I
Mm.
don't feel that way. I think that it's women and men who do this. It comes from childhood. I learned a lot on the different types of narcissism, and I could probably teach it better than most psychologists, but that's just my mindset. If I want to know something, I dig into it and I know everything about it. But
Mm.
it took a lot of, I mean, it took a lot of heartache. It took a lot of fighting myself. It took a lot of fighting anybody and everybody around me. Just like, I don't know how to explain it to you. It's just the most horrible thing anybody could go through. I'd rather take 10 shots to the face from Mike Tyson in his prime than to go through
Mm.
this shit.
Mm.
And nobody wants to do this. Not after that long. Nobody wants to do it after that
Mm.
long. Dan, it's
So
like,
what did rebuilding actually look like? Like what was the process
well,
in
I had to look at it this way. I was like, I had to look at it like, I had to stop looking at it like I was the victim,
okay.
and saying, why do you let this shit happen? Like, what? There's got to be something wrong with me if I'm, taking this crap for this many years.
What did you have to forgive yourself for?
I had to, I just had to forgive myself for I had to love myself. How about that?
Mm.
I like my dad wasn't around when I was a kid.
Mm.
Her dad wasn't around. We did things different ways. You could go one way or the other, I guess. But me, my mother, I found out later down the road that she was, she bended the truth a lot about things that went on.
Mhm.
I think every child needs their father. I mean, it's going to, every child needs both parents to
Mm.
be
To
um
be.
yeah, to be parents. I mean, to not be screwed up individuals
Yeah.
screwing them up. You got to be able to love yourself before you go love anybody else. That's for damn
Mhm.
sure. And
Mhm.
you got to be able to love yourself before you certainly bring a child into this world. It's not
Mhm.
just like let's pop children out because we want them, because they're human beings and they gonna have to deal with everything that you teach them.
Mhm.
You know, and and I see it now, and I see like everything that I could have changed. I mean, you know, they I thought they grew up very good before all this crap took place.
Mhm.
I mean, they seemed happy. They were running. They always loved being around dad. But then again, there's a lot of sacrifices I made to go work that pipeline, always out of town. You
Mm.
know, making that money, never made her work. So
Mm.
I was out bringing in. I was working 10 months out of the year, coming home too. And there's a lot you miss and don't see in that time. That if you're telling yourself you're a great dad, you're not. You
Ah.
can't be. You can't be. I
Ah.
mean, there's just too much you sacrifice and miss,
Ah. Wow.
you know?
So my question is, if I gave you a choice right now, you can go back 18 years and learn the truth immediately. You avoid the betrayal, you avoid finding out this way, you avoid the pain. But you also lose 18 years with him. What like would you do it again? Like why?
No, no, I wouldn't, because it's not because, like, I've thought about this question a lot because, my kids I love, and I never want to change the fact that, I know my kids now that I know them, but um, I would not go back and do it because I wouldn't have known them, and
Mm.
they would have never gotten fucked up or hurt in any way.
Mm. Mhm.
I mean,
Mm.
when it comes down to it, screw me, screw her. We're not very important when it comes down to it because we brought this shit on ourselves. But
Mhm.
they didn't ask to be born by us, by
Mm.
two idiots. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Mhm.
They didn't ask to be born into. They still don't even know what the hell right from wrong
Mm.
is,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
uh, and it's sad, and it bothers me. And
Mhm.
I know one day that every single one of them will understand what the truth in this whole damn
Mhm.
thing is if they don't already. But,
Mhm.
sometimes that doesn't come till they're 40 years old. Have kids of their own, have to see it that way. And it's just
So how do
that's how we get
you,
these generational curses.
man, so how do you separate the pain with your children to the pain of yourself? Because you know how you want to worry so much about them, but worrying about them stops you from healing, and
Yeah.
worrying about them in a situation where you can't do anything about if
And I'm
the
glad you said
mother
that.
is if the mother is being such an influence and you've
She gonna
removed
continue to
yourself
be.
to try to heal yourself. How do you deal with getting over the fact that you don't have your children in your life?
Well, this is something that I'm focusing on right now. Like, this
Mm-hmm.
is because I for a long time was trying to, I mean, they're in and out. We still have relationships, but like it's whenever you could do something for them, it seems like to me. I went there yesterday, and it was like I didn't exist except to my son. Like trying to talk to the kids, nothing. Um, but it comes to a point where you have to, whether and no matter how bad it hurts, you have to say, you know what? I've tried and tried and tried for years at this point to be your dad and prove to you that I have your best interest in sight. But if y'all don't want it, and most of these kids are grown, if y'all don't want me to be a father to you, if you
Oh,
don't want my best interest in mind for you,
I can't hear myself.
then I have to walk.
I can't hear
And
myself.
it's the hardest thing somebody would ever have to do. And I still don't even live up to what I say that I'll walk. But it's something you got to do. You there? You back on? Hello.